For today's cup of coffee with Scream, extra scream, a reverberating scream, never-ending scream. Actually, we are recording this on December the 21st, 2025. Happy solstice.
Happy solstice.
On the night that the dark is the longest, we celebrate the return of the light.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because things are not always as they appear. And so, I love winter solstice. I don't like summer solstice. And for me, I can feel it in my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we've been given another year, and it's been hard.
Yeah.
It's been hard for so many people. But we've made it to the return of the light once again, by the grace of God.
Mm-hmm. We certainly have.
I should have got me another lighter before I started. No.
You want me to get you another
No,
lighter?
I've
I
got
should have
one
brought
here.
my
I think the
cigarettes
dog
over here
was-
anyhow.
The dog was gnawing on one the other day.
I should have brought my cigarettes over here anyhow.
We're not ready, Mr. Krabs. We're not ready.
Not ready.
So, you don't even have your whole setup over here.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well, get over there and
That's
get it.
what...
This is the Unprepared Podling podcast. I think everybody's unprepared. It's like I was watching these people do this, these charcuterie boards. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, the charcuterie
And that
boards.
one had, like, it's just stuff that they had put out on their counter. Of course, it was one of these $1 million homes that had a counter like that. And going, oh, yes, I charge people $600. And I'm thinking, somebody has got $600 to pay somebody to come in and cut cheese.
Yeah. Not just cut cheese. The fancy cheese.
Mm-hmm. And so some of us, it's odd because there's just so many multiple universes within one. And I'm not even talking about this, quantum physics stuff. We have so many universes. Everybody is in their own little worlds within the world today.
Mm-hmm.
And it is when worlds collide. It truly is. And it's like, if they've got $600, if they work to get that $600, if it's honest, you enjoy that charcuterie board.
Yeah.
And hiring somebody, because that helped that person that went in there and cut the cheese.
At least they didn't fart.
God, I've done catering before and would have loved to have had $600 for it.
Question, if you're in a warehouse full of cheese and you farted, will that actually make any
No one
difference?
will know.
Yeah.
No, especially stand next to the Limburger.
Yeah.
It's like having a dog. You always have an excuse.
Yeah, that's true. That is a damn good excuse.
But no, I was just, because this year has been so hard, especially for the Pisces people. God love them. And so holidays, if you've had a rough year and it comes upon the holidays, you don't always feel joyful. You don't always feel joyful just any day. But that's a challenge. That is the challenge, to find joy even in the midst of sorrow. To find the light even when it is darkest.
Yeah.
And I have got the hard Christmas candy. And Kid over there loves Dolly Parton, and she had a song that was called Hard Candy Christmas.
It's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow. Shit.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
It is a good song. You're not alone. Whatever you're going through, you're not alone. Always remember that. If you're one of the ones that it has not hit between the eyes, help other people. Help other people. There's some people that you don't even know what to do to help, and then those are the ones you pray for.
Yeah.
But the Appalachian Podcast, and you can find them over on X, and you can also find them on YouTube. And most of those guys are, they were over there in the Middle East, some of them for years.
Yep.
And so they have, I haven't listened to their podcast that much, but it's geared more, anybody can join in on it, but it's geared more towards some of these people that are veterans. And that can be a remarkably healing thing when you have somebody else that has a similar experience. And I love those guys. And they just, as far as the Appalachian aspect is what, there are several of us that go over there and comment on their stuff.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. But I think the main dude over on X, I think he must be a semi driver. Drives a big rig.
Yeah.
And God love him, because he talks about people driving ignorant on the 81. Yeah. Yeah,
they're
that's
stupid.
everywhere.
Even on the back roads, they're stupid.
Yeah. Well, these back roads are worse when you have to try to meet a semi.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any car.
Yeah. But he was talking today that his church, they still give out these little paper bags. You can get these little paper sacks that, just small ones, not even big enough to pack a lunch in, just these small ones. Mm-hmm. And that they had an apple and an orange, and I think that they may have had some double mint in there. They probably did, and a candy cane. And he wanted to know if other people's churches still did that. And I'm like, the church that I grew up in, they did do that.
But we haven't been to a church in so long.
No, because the churches and stuff, and as far as when you've got somebody that is the head of an organization that is doing stuff that is totally against Scripture, I'm not going to sit there and be part of that.
Right.
I have my own belief systems. If somebody finds them a good church and stuff like that, then, there's organized religions I have, and I miss it. I miss it in a lot of ways.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do.
And that's just like the last pastor that I had, and that was my church.
That was your church.
And as far as him getting messed up,
it was an actual community.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one thing that people are missing, is community.
Yeah. Which it was interesting at the time, because you had some of us that were corrections officers and some of the other ones that had been on the other side of the glass, and we just loved on each other. Mm-hmm. That was it. It wasn't judging.
Right.
And I do. I miss that. I miss that very much. That when you've got somebody that had murdered somebody, but they had, through the grace of God, turned their life around, and to love on that person and stuff. Yeah. Now, that's what it's supposed to be about. But as far as the little treat bags, that was always fun, and to sit there through the rest of the service or whatever, because they would usually, they learned to give them as people were leaving rather than coming in, because you had the rattling of paper bags through the rest of the service.
Yeah.
Everybody digging for that chewing gum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And those wonderful memories that went along with that. And as far as, when I was little, Daddy would always fix in the stocking, you had mixed nuts, you had walnuts and almonds and all these different things like that.
I'd have my nutcrackers that weren't even built for that, try to break a walnut.
Right.
They worked well with peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
Ate a lot of peanuts.
And always the citrus and apples and stuff. And the reason, that's tradition that hundreds of years old. Because citrus, that was a rare thing for a long time, especially in these areas and stuff like that. You didn't get oranges that often. No. They just weren't here. And how many things we take for granted. And it used to be that 4-H, that they would sell boxes of oranges. I don't know if they still do that, because I don't know anybody that's in 4-H anymore. But you would get a big box of those oranges, and you'd split them with everybody, and everybody had bunches of oranges. Mm-hmm. Or making cloved oranges and stuff, and just wonderful, wonderful memories. Those things, those traditions matter. They need to be preserved. And
they do.
Appalachians, and it's weird how we have flown under the radar for forever.
Peculiar bunch.
We are a peculiar group of people. We are a separate culture, and it is a peculiar culture.
It is. It very much is.
My father used to tell stories that he would make wreaths and stuff like that at, around the holidays and everything, because that gave him the money that he bought some of the younger siblings Christmas presents with. Yeah. And honestly, if he had not lied about his age and gone in the Marines when he did, his life would have been totally different and probably not good.
Yeah.
Because it gave him a different perspective, seeing other parts of the world and stuff, and for him to come back here.
Yeah.
And so at the holidays, a lot of times people get wistful of people that are no longer with us. It is a very haunted time.
It very much is. Yeah. People, the spooky is not just, the paranormal is not just Halloween.
No, it's not. And it's like any time of the holidays, my grandmother's spirit and my great aunt, whose house we live in, they're always there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason I gravitate towards those vintage, the Bing Crosby and stuff like that music. I really think that's why I gravitate towards that.
Could be.
And I welcome it. I grew up with those songs. And I'm so grateful that we live in a time where they're still available.
Those are good things to bring along.
Sure.
To keep.
And that's where those tiny blessings that you think about every day, the lessons that these people tried to teach us, even the ones that we weren't mature enough to learn during their lives, that they still are with us. To sit there and go, oh, I wish I had. And it's like, well, I did not. And to ask forgiveness for what we did not. And to go on and do with what we did gather. It's all sowing. It's like you spread seeds. Spread seeds of love. Spread seeds of joy and hope and light and laughter. Oh my goodness, that's one of the greatest gifts you can give somebody else. If you can have them laugh at something.
Yeah.
Or bring up a good memory. Not a sad, not what could be, what will be. We don't know. That's the ghost of Christmas future. That's not up to us to decide. It's not. That's in God's hands.
Yeah.
And that's where you get that serenity prayer. Help me to do the things I can do and help me to recognize which things ain't mine to do. That's the Appalachian version.
Yep.
That discernment.
That discernment.
And then as far as the season and the birth of Christ, when the true light became flesh, became a human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We messy. We stink at times. We have problems.
Messy is a core part of humans.
And that he
Humans
loved
are
us
very messy.
enough to become one of us.
Yeah.
So that we can become sons of God. How awesome is that? And that word does
awesome.
matter.
And
Because
it's you say that and it's just, that is so difficult to comprehend.
Sure, it's difficult to comprehend. Because it's not something that we in our current state can comprehend. It's a different state of being. Yeah. That we walk by faith, not by sight. And it's just like I've had people, I think it was, God love him, it was Styx Hexenhammer several years back. He was, when I first was, that young man, honestly, and I had to stop watching him because he was spiraling downward there a couple of years ago. And I just didn't have the heart to watch it because I was dealing with my own shit.
Right.
But it was a matter of, even before then, to tell him, and there were quite a few of us that were Christian that were praying for him. And they're like, why are you praying for him? He's pagan. I said, that's why he needs prayer more.
Yeah.
Because we care about him.
Just because someone's pagan does not mean you automatically stop praying for them. You pray for them even harder and that God touches their hearts.
Yes. And that is one of those gifts to remember somebody in prayer that person may never know that somebody prayed for them. That's okay because it has nothing to do with us. It has to do with us being obedient.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the rewards here. It's waiting for the rewards there.
It's the waiting.
Mm-hmm.
The waiting is really hard.
Yeah. The going through has been really hard.
Yeah.
this last bit of Pisces. Oh, and everybody's just like, they're just over it. They're just over it. But this is where you dig a little bit deeper, extend a little more grace, a little more forgiveness. Now, you got to have discernment. To forgive somebody does not mean that you allow them to continue to abuse you. That was not the message of Christ.
That's true.
He gives us common sense, or at least to be common. I mean, I don't know what has happened on some of that. Remember that the devil, when he came at Christ in the wilderness, twisted Scripture.
Yeah.
He's still doing it.
That is true. That is very true.
And even though it doesn't feel like Christmas, it doesn't for our bunch anyhow.
Oh, people at work, it doesn't feel like Christmas for any of them either.
Yeah. And that the carols may seem hollow this year, or whatever, you may not have enough energy to wrap, whatever. It is the thought of the giving.
Yeah.
And it's just like, as far as what am I going to do on some of this? I don't have much to give, but I've got enough to give. We're not doing without. We have all the basics and then some. We're blessed. But to give the gift of laughter in with other things, sometimes people get it and sometimes they don't, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because the whimsy is always there. Kids over there going, what is she going to do? What is she going to do? It's not a bag of peas. That's Valentine's.
That wasn't really going through my mind. It's like, whimsy is always there.
It is. So dig a little. Everybody's got something they can be grateful for.
Yeah.
If God woke you up this morning and you're breathing, or even halfway, if you above ground, you got reason, you got purpose, or you wouldn't be here. That's bottom line.
Yeah. Yeah.
If nothing else, to sit there and go, blessed be your name, Lord. That was the thing with Job, regardless of everything that he went through, him going, naked in this world I came, naked I'll leave. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Through all the sickness, through all the despair, through all the loss and the grief and the sorrow, blessed be the name of the Lord. And sometimes I've had times when I had to speak it through gritted teeth, but I still did it. Because I knew that I wasn't understanding the purpose of the time of trial and tribulation. I knew that. There's things I'm still like, Lord, really explain this to me? What was that about?
Yeah.
But there were lessons that I learned that I would never learned any other way.
Yeah. Yep.
And so we celebrate light coming into this world. And the dark could not quench it. Never will. The light always wins.
That is true.
Do you want to tell the peoples where we can be found?
Yeah, you can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also, check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, at RolandaCOCWS. Thank you all for joining us, and have a good.
Let us pray one for another. Know that you are loved. Believe it. Even if you don't feel it, believe it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What?
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm just thinking, how many times, one more prayer, one more thank you, one more anything. Yeah. And we'll see you, Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yeah.
Bye.